introducing them to us. Without wasting much of our time, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to make welcome to the podium for his speech in few minutes. No other person than the very CEO Chain Africa, that is the president of Altcoin Daddy. Please a round of applause for him as he takes over the podium for his speech. Altcoin Daddy, God bless you.
Good morning, everybody. I believe you all can hear me, right? I don't really know how to speak out loud, though, but I believe everybody can hear me. For the first time in a long time, and maybe for the last time in a long time also, I'll introduce myself and call my first name, because a lot of people don't really know my name. And people tend to address me as Altcoin Daddy, but I'll give the reason why it's done so. I go by the name Carlo Chidebere Afia, and popularly known as Altcoin Daddy. I'm the founder of Chain Africa. I like using the word founder, not CEO. Like, I prefer the word founder. And I really want to say a very big thank you to the organizer of this event, XYZ, for making it possible for all of us to be here today, because it's not easy. An academy which is just barely a year old, like organizing people to talk to their students and all of that. So it's a thing of joy. And I want to say a very big thank you to the CEO and everyone who is present here today. Without wasting much of your time, I think how many minutes do I have to speak? Where is the moderator? How many minutes? 20? 30? Okay, I'll only speak for 2 minutes. Like, I won't take much of your time. Just 2 minutes will be enough to give whichever speech I want to give. But that 2 minutes might actually be 2 hours or so, but let's see how it goes. All right, is the slide ready? Not yet. Okay, before the fix-up things and all of that, and to make the whole place interesting, I just want to do something so that I believe we all know about blockchain, we all know about cryptocurrency and the rest of, right? Is there another mic? Okay, while they are bringing the mic, I just quickly need 3 people to stand up and tell me about their crypto journey or Web3 journey, just in 60 seconds. How you started, how it has been, and how it is going. Just 3 persons, maybe probably 2 guys, a lady, 2 ladies, 1 guy, or female, or male, whichever way you want to do it. Before they present the slide, and we keep moving. Anybody? DJ, what's going on? The mic. How many minutes? All right. Is there anybody who is ready to talk? Okay, come up. Okay, who should I forward to? No, chip. All right. In 60 seconds or 2 minutes, can you just tell us about you know about blockchain, right? You know about crypto. You know Bitcoin. You know Bitcoin very well. You trade Bitcoin. So, what is Bitcoin used for?
Bitcoin is a tool that at least helps us to kind of, save more money and make more money at the same time.
Okay, you're telling me what Bitcoin is, but you don't know what Bitcoin is used for. Does anybody know what Bitcoin is used for? Okay, go ahead.
Bitcoin is a payment. It's more like a currency. It's a digital currency. Okay, it's more, but it's a digital one. So we use Bitcoin for online transactions. So that's basically what it is.
Okay, we use Bitcoin for online transaction. That is cross-border payment. All right, so tell us about your Web3 journey, how you started in 60 seconds. Please, I'm still waiting for more two people.
So I started crypto in 2018, and I started along with my bestie. Her name is Wamado. She was just the one that came here to, talk to you guys. So around 2018, that was during the time of Ethereum. So I bought 2 Ethereum during that time. So I had to tell her about crypto. So she was, kind of scared. She was telling me that, crypto stuff is a scam and all that. So I had to keep pushing her forward during that time of Forsage. So along the same line, I just, had to send her some coins, and I was just trying to push her along because she was my best friend. So after that time, after like 6 months, so the coin went to that was probably about 3 million per coin. So, and I made so much money. So during that time was the time she started believing in crypto. So, and after that time too, I was thinking about selling the coin, but as an Igbo guy, I don't have that kind of mindset. So I was just thinking about long term. So I started learning more about crypto. So I didn't know much about crypto that time. I was just like, let me just put in like 80,000 to like check it out. After putting in like 80,000, I made so much money. I was like, okay, let me try again. So I was like, let me just test out something. I think I invested just 160,000. Then I made about 6 point something million altogether. And I've never made that kind of money in my life. So I was about hitting ₦1 million that time, but that kind of money was so much. So I woke up on a morning like that, and I just opened my Luno account. So I was like laughing. What's happening? Maybe this is a glitch. So that was how I just started. So ever since then, it has been going well.
Okay. That was how your crypto journey started, from buying to it and making some millions, and you were very happy. Okay, that was good. Thank you. Another person. I need a lady this time around, please. Any lady? But I asked the question when I started, and the question is this: do you all know about cryptocurrency? And the answer was yes. So something should have led you to do something. I know a whole lot of persons. What triggered them, what made them to fall in love with cryptocurrencies? Just Fusaj, Zozo, and the rest of them. That was it. So I want to hear your story. Okay, maybe I'm too far. Don't worry. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. I like staying close to my audience. The reason is this. I like when I'm talking, I'm seeing people I'm communicating with. I don't like standing there because I'm very, very shy. So that is just it. Good morning. You know about cryptocurrency? Okay. You don't trade, but do you have some assets? Not really. Okay, I need a lady that has an asset. Anybody? Why are you all keeping quiet now? Anybody? Okay, another guy. I just need 3 people then. By then, okay. After these 3 people, my slide is already ready. So, any other person? Should I choose myself? XYZ. Nobody knows about cryptocurrency here, or nobody wants to tell me how his or her journey started. Okay, all right, say something. Please tell me your name.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay,
No, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
All right, okay. So, any other person? You know what? Okay, let me just permit me to do this. Somebody actually brought us here, you understand? But something might have triggered him to do so, and why he's so much interested in grooming people and making people earn a living or making you be better in the future. So, can you just tell us how your journey started? Let's wrap it up there.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Actually, I would be having a session on this to tell everybody how my crypto journey started.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really know if this is a good time to do this.
Dude, you can just tell us 60 seconds. Like,
Okay. All right. Funny enough, I've not really been into this crypto space up to a year, and that is
Oh,
one
wow.
thing that shocks people. Yeah. But I want to ask a question. What's your definition of success? I'll come back to this. What's your definition of success? You know, one thing I believe is that the mindset of a man, the way your psychology towards something,
okay.
towards the growth of a particular thing, it determines how far you go in that stuff. You get? Because I've seen a lot of traders, a lot of people that claims to be crypto people, but because of the fact that, okay, let me assume this my brother said that his friend introduced him into crypto.
Yeah, yeah.
But then, since then till now, if you from his own statement, you know that he has stayed up to roughly 2 years now. So since then till now, the crypto market hasn't been favorable for him. You get? So anyway, I'll still ponder on this. I have to say that my journey, my crypto journey, has actually been successful. Yeah, it's a successful one. If not because of crypto, and of course the forex market, I wouldn't really be here with this mic talking to you. So I was
Clap for him. I guess I want to. All right. Thank you to everyone who have actually spoken. Okay, I believe this slide is ready now. But before I start presenting, let me just tell you a little about my own story, how I got into the space. Majorly, I was a Web2 developer, you understand? I was just writing codes and all of that, putting things together. Then one day, somebody reached out to me, a person of Hope Overt, that is the founder of Skyro Trading Academy. Most of you might know him. So then, but I was just trading on BTC as a vendor. Like I'll be like, okay, I connect to people, they do business, I go my way, even if it's 1,000 naira that comes out, I was comfortable. So one day, he now called me. He was like, oh boy, I say, chief. He said, there's actually this platform. Then Ponzi was running very well. Ponzi was running very well. It was like, you need to put in $10 worth of BTC. And when you put in $10 worth of BTC, every day before 12 noon, they give you back $1 worth of BTC every day. Like, it was sounding so real. So I was like, okay, how much is $10 worth of BTC back then? I think around 3,000 something. Not now again. So I quickly rushed in, I did my mathematics. I was like, okay, so if I'm able to do this and it's successful, maybe I can buy cow. So I gave him $10 worth of BTC. Then we started the journey. It was moving very well. Every day I get $1 worth of BTC, my wallet. I don't request for it. Until one fateful day, the money did not come. And whenever we talk on phone, if he calls me, first of all, we'll laugh for 30 seconds or 40 seconds before we start talking. So as usual, he called me that day. Both of us started laughing. That is how our conversation do start. We just be laughing. So, and I said, oh boy. I said, what's going on? He said, I don't understand anymore. It be like these people don't close. I say, myself, I know. As a web developer, I know say they don't close. He was like, the problem is not his money. Oh. I said, what's the problem? He said, he has called plenty people to actually invest in this thing. And me, and I told him, myself, I'm standing as an All right. Whenever I see my old guy, like I need to come down and greet him and all of that. Ben is one of those people who made me who I am today, and I'm always very, very grateful. You understand? We have this kind of connection. But he's one of those people who have really impacted much on my life, but I won't go into details. That's why I call him Chief. Like, he has done a whole lot for me, which most people don't know. So he's my chief. All right, let's continue this story. So then he said, okay, you be telling me this signal this signal that. So one day I was like, okay, guy, let me settle down and learn this stuff. And from that point, my life changed. You understand? I used to tell people, I've not done a manual job before. I've not worked for anybody before. I haven't. Do you understand? Up to anything you see me with, both my rent, anything you see me with, all are being paid with crypto. Like, that is how I got the money. You understand? All right. So, and I believe whatsoever we are going to say to you today is definitely going to help you. If you're interested in blockchain, if you're interested in cryptocurrency, because those are two different things. We always distinguish them like they are two different things. So don't complicate things. And everything we're going to say today is going to like make sense to you. So what am I trying to say in essence? That you should pay key attention to each of us, and you should always take key points. And I believe after today Congress, because I really like the theme of this Congress, the real deal, less talk, more doing. Like, it's very interesting. Less talk, more doing. So we're going to show you how to do it with less talk, leave the noise, and build in silence. So, is he up now? Okay. So today, I'll be telling us about the youth and the future of cryptocurrency in Nigeria. Let me calm down where everybody will be seeing me so that, I'm very short. So let me stand where there is light so that everybody can actually see me and while I do the moving. Okay, if we look closely, we'll get to understand that digital assets, as I call them, because I don't call them currencies. I believe currencies does not appreciate. They don't. What makes dollar valuable more than naira is just because of inflation. Am I right? Yeah, currencies don't appreciate. Only assets do appreciate. So we'll get to understand this. But before we start talking about cryptocurrency, I want to give us a brief history about the blockchain. Then, because cryptocurrency is actually one product of the blockchain. Blockchain is very, very broad. Now, take the blockchain to be a record book. Take the blockchain to be a storage device. That is how I give my explanation. I don't go with decentralized digital ledger. You get the point? I make it very simple for a 5-year-old to understand also. So I say, take it to be a storage book. Take it to be a register. Take it to be a record book. You understand? Something you can actually store information on. Something you can drop a particular thing and you go back there. So it's not different from the register you know in primary school. It's not different from the register you know in secondary school. Of course, this register, they do hold your data, your biodata, your name, your age, where you're from, your village, anywhere. But the difference between these two registers is this. One, the information, you can misplace it, but the other one, you can't. This other one, you can equally alter the information there, but this other one, you can't. It's just like some of us, we were very dubious when we were coming up. Like, you go to school and sometimes when you fail, you don't go back home to tell your parents that you failed. So you quickly clean up the position on your report sheet and go back. So when you tell your dad you came first in school, he always asks you how. You sure? Okay, you've done it your own way. But had it been this stuff was actually recorded on this particular storage device, which is called the blockchain, it will be very, very difficult for you to change that data. You get the point? So take the blockchain to be a storage device. Take the blockchain to be a record book. But what distinguishes them from the normal record book you know is this. One, it's unhackable. Two, you cannot alter the information written on them. It's as simple as that. So when someone discovered that the blockchain is actually a storage device that can store information, this guy decided to say, okay, let's store digital assets on it, which later became what? Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. Since it's actually a storage device, and that was how people keep storing things there. And that information he stored there became something that built the world and something that also destroyed the world. Because today, if some of us here, Bitcoin is falling to $10,000, some of us will run and leave this place. Yeah, we'll do that. I've been with a man, because I'm based in New York, so I've been with a man one day. We were talking about BTC, and that day I was holding my phone. I think that was the first time BTC fell. That was last year. BTC fell to nothing. Like, the way I was holding the phone, I was seeing the drop down. It's as if my phone was vibrating. Do you understand? Like, I was feeling the pressure. Not because BTC is falling, but because of the money I have there. You get the point? So BTC became an instrument of change, and it also became an instrument of destruction because a whole lot of people lost money, a whole lot of people gained money. So the blockchain actually gave birth to what we call BTC today. Now, since we've gotten a very simple story about the blockchain and how it came about, the function and everything, and how we can relate it. Now, the next thing is actually to create a relationship. How this thing matters to us because we are all young people. You understand? And in this environment where we find ourselves, we love to make a living, we want to make impact and all of that. And some of us will say we want to make mama proud. What about the papa? Nobody's talking about that. So, but that is left to you to decide. So, but because of the kind of environment we find ourselves, we are looking for a means of livelihood and we are looking for things to do to actually support ourselves. And some of us will find ourselves now picking interest in some of these blockchain products. And our major focus was placed on BTC. That's cryptocurrency. Let me use the word cryptocurrency because I don't like using that word. I like using digital asset, but for the sake of this Congress, let's use the word cryptocurrency. So we decided to say, okay, let's start making a living. Now the question is this: how does this particular stuff relate to you, and how does it relate to me as a young person? Because I believe anybody under this roof, even if you are 50-year-old, you are still a youth. Because that was what this Congress was tagged, the Youth Congress, right? So that is just that. So let's start the presentation. Please, can you scroll to the next slide? Okay, now, the first question is this. Can you just reduce this a little so they can see very well? Compress it a little. It's very broad. Who is handling the slide? Okay. What is cryptocurrency? We've actually discussed that. Please, the next slide. I told you I'll be speaking for only 2 minutes, like not much time, just 2 minutes. All right. So, haven't heard what cryptocurrency is and what it's all about and how we actually got this stuff. I believe somebody's learning something today. Even if you've not learned something, but you've learned that the blockchain is a storage device. So don't be getting the big grammar like it's actually a decentralized digital ledger that does this and that and that and that. So just put it in your head that the blockchain is actually a storage device. But for our introduction to be very, very complete and very interesting this morning, there are some facts that we need to know about digital assets. We need to know about cryptocurrency. All right, let's move ahead. Okay, so And some of these facts are very, very interesting. Some of these facts are very, very important. That is what makes it what it is today. Do you understand? That is what makes it very, very interesting to you as a crypto enthusiast, as somebody who wants to like make a living out of this thing. But the point is this: I always advise people, you don't just go into something you don't understand. You understand? Because as they always say, to take your money for vanishing and eventuality. I don't know how many of you have heard that word. That is what Emmanuel Jackson will always say. It has taken my money for vanishing and eventuality. So I urge every one of us to, like, before we go into this stuff, like, we need to seek knowledge. We need to understand some certain things. Like, these are the principles that govern this particular creation. Because I call Bitcoin creation. It's not. It's more than that, but I just call it creation. This is what is governing this particular creation. And one of those things is this. Please, can you scroll? One of those things is transparency. You understand? The cryptocurrency is very, very transparent that if you do a whole lot, there will always be a whole lot of problem waiting for you. Just as I was discussing with my boss yesterday, Mr. Ben, he told me something. He was like, how did we even discuss that? He said, be careful with the kind of money that comes into your centralized exchange wallet, because somebody can just track you and they'll come and pick you up your KYC. You'll be smiling where you are, but you don't know somebody's waiting for you at the door. Do you know the reason behind that? Can anybody tell me? Anybody? XYZ. It seems like people organize people that will be answering my questions, because my section is always very interactive. I don't just give lectures. You communicate, I communicate back. That is how we do it. So don't sit down and listen to me. Always expect questions. That is how I know that you're learning. And I'm not talking to myself, because now since nobody's responding to me, it's as if I'm just talking to myself. Should I just give the speech and leave like that? Will it be interesting that way? Is that what we want? But no. So that is one of the key feature about cryptocurrency. Transparency. I use the word transparency because everything that happens in the blockchain is very, very transparent. You understand? You can always look at that one. Don't mind what I'm saying. Like, this is just a lecture. That is the note. So that you'll be able to relate. I'm giving the lecture. That is the note. So read through if you're fast enough. So cryptocurrency is very, very transparent. But everything you do it's crystal clear. It's recorded on the blockchain. Even some of you, if you actually check the first transaction you performed with your wallet, even if the wallet was created 2010, if you trace back down, that transaction is still there. You can still trace it to the end user who got the last deposit, who like the final end user. I don't know how to place that word, but everything is still documented, everything is still there, because the blockchain is very transparent. So that is one of those things that makes cryptocurrency very, very interesting to us. And the next thing is security. Security. Cryptocurrency is very, very secured. You understand? Even if so many things have actually been happening. Some persons asked me this question: why is it that I'll wake up one morning and I'll get to find out that all the whole money in my wallet has vanished, and people say there is security in the blockchain? How can you defend that? I'll be like, I'll just laugh. I'll be like, check very well. You've actually signed a smart contract that gives somebody access to your wallet. Like, it's not possible without somebody knowing your key phrase, without person knowing your private key, without person having access to your two-factor. Or, of course, it's very, very difficult for somebody to even get the code from your mail, to get your two-factor, the pin from there, to get SMS. It's always very difficult. So it could either be that you've actually signed a particular smart contract that makes it easy for somebody to wipe away your phone. You get it? So cryptocurrency is very, very secure. Now think of it that way, that when you have that, your money is secured, your money is very, very safe. But there is one thing people don't understand, and this thing I usually say to spot traders, not future traders. You see, There was this man I met. He had about 9,000 ADA, that's Cardano, and he was doing something. When the market was dropping down, I don't know the actual price ADA was then. When it falls, he sells the ADA and buys again with the same money. So that day he told me this, I was like, if this man was not older than myself, I would have given him a big slap, like a very hot slap. But one thing again, he did not know. Now, how can you sell something low and you buy again with the same money, and the market keep dropping, and you sell and buy again? Like, that is stupidity. So when he met me, I was like, I told him, sir, your money cannot vanish now. He was like, explain. And I told him, see, you had 9,000 ADA, bought for, let's say, let's just assume $500. And ADA decided to depreciate in value. Your 9,000 ADA becomes, let's say, 450. Now, you still have the quantity, right? You still have the quantity, but the quantity is still there, but the value is no longer there. Now, it's left for you to actually calm down and wait, because they always see sport traders are very, very patient. Good. It's for you to wait that, okay, what actually triggers this thing? You can wait, go to their Telegram group, start praying to God that the same spike should occur again, and let the spike take your price up. You don't need to sell off, just hold. And definitely the price will appreciate back. The man was looking at me, was like, eh. He now said, next thing he said, come to my office. I need you to tell me more about this stuff. I said, it's not only come to your office. So if I'm coming to your office, there's something for me. I cannot walk all the way from you and come to your office, and after everything, you now come and tell me thank you. But actually, I've told you the truth. That is how it's been done too. Anything you do with cryptocurrency is actually very, very secure. The security is there. You understand? You don't need to panic. But one thing you need to do is this. You need to understand the whole stuff. I know we've actually gotten to the part where this lecture relates to you as a young person, but it will not be interesting, it will not be important if you don't bring in all these things. You understand? It will not be very, very interesting if I come out and start telling you this, that, blah, 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 about Nigeria and the rest of. So please, can you skip to the next slide? I believe you've read through. But if there's not much time, I can actually leave the slide and XYZ will make it available for everybody. Yeah, that's just it. All right, next. Okay, now somebody will ask this question because when I discuss with people, I tend to get my lectures from there. The big question you ask is this: where does cryptocurrency get its value from? Does anybody have an answer to that question? Just like when somebody asks me, sir, when is volatility going to stop in the market? And that question was very, very tactical. I told him, when digital asset becomes a currency? The person was like, how? I say, wait till then. That is when you will not see volatility again in the market. To be trading the crypto market like the Forex market. So when Bitcoin becomes a legal tender, like a full-fledged currency. So does anybody have an answer to that question? Where does cryptocurrency get their value from? Okay, give him the mic. Shall I be very fast too? I like your sneakers.
Good day, everyone.
Good morning. on now. All right, let's continue. As I said, the cryptocurrency actually get their value from demand and supply. Okay, I'll tell us a very simple story, but I don't really know how true that story is. When the first time BTC got to 60,000 USD, first time Bitcoin got to 60,000 USD. Now, can anybody tell me what happened during that period? Anybody? No? Okay, what happened is this. It got to a stage, I had this story that the Chinese economy was somehow shaking, the Asian economy. And they were like, okay, how did they stabilize this stuff? I don't really know how true that story is. And they started buying Bitcoin. They started buying Bitcoin to secure their economy, those people who were involved. And at the point where they were okay and good, they started selling off. So at that point, they've made money. So you wake up one morning and see, okay, Bitcoin is actually going up, but you don't really know what's going, like you don't know what's happening. Just like some of us, when we see volatility in the market, we don't really know where it's coming from. You understand? That is where cryptocurrency get their value from. So if there is actually the demand for this thing, it will keep the price will keep skyrocketing. But the question is this: now that BTC is struggling around 20K, is it that there is no more demand for BTC? Is it that now that ETH is around 1.5, there is no more demand for ETH? Some persons predicted that, okay, if after the merge, after the merge, because the merge is coming up very soon, Ethereum merge, that this is going to happen, this is going to happen. I tell them, no. Look at the use case of ETH. Don't look at what ETH is going to offer you now, but look at what ETH have to offer in future. You understand? So because there is this thing there, so this stuff will always get its value. Please, the usher said I should round up. Please, the next slide, okay? All right. So the next slide is, why is cryptocurrency the future of finance? Can anybody answer that question? Why is it the future of finance? Anybody? Nobody. You always keep asking, why is this particular thing relevant? Now, there's this problem I've been facing over a long period of time, that when people talk about traditional finance and the normal finance we know, like the cryptocurrency, they get to say that one day BTC or any other currency is actually going to take over the banknote. I do tell them it's a lie. Both of them need themselves. It's a very fat lie, because now you can't take one Bitcoin to come and buy this whole house. Somebody who does not know the value will not accept. You can't take 0.5 worth of Bitcoin to the market and tell that old man there to give you one mudu of Gary. She won't give you. Do you understand? So, it's you now who know what this thing is all about, and you just need to like leverage on it. You need to build on it. You understand? You need to build on it and capitalize on it and see, okay, this thing is actually making sense. When the full adoption comes, now, don't be deceived. Like, quote me anywhere, I'll come out and answer. Bitcoin will not replace our naira. Bitcoin will not replace dollar, but we just need both of them to exist side by side. Please, can you just put the next slide? Let me rush this lecture, and later you can. Okay. Now this is where this lecture concerns me and you. Or the lady said, "Time up." All right. So at this point, I actually believe like you've learned one or two stuff. Although there was not much time for me to like run down through everything for us to actually get how. You can just keep scrolling the slides so that they will get to see the important topics we have, the subheadings, how we, the Nigerians, like the Nigerian youth, we get to how we started benefiting from this crypto market and how everything is moving and how it's going to be. I don't know. So that is just that. Thank you for listening to me. This particular lecture we've actually had today was prepared by a group of persons known as the Chain Afrique. Let me just take 2 minutes to actually tell you guys what inspired that particular movement and what we are up to. Chain Afrique is actually not the biggest, but one of the best African growing blockchain community. We don't talk about cryptocurrency, we talk about blockchain infrastructures, blockchain protocols, what makes blockchain to be blockchain. As I always say, people know about Bitcoin, but they don't know what it is used for. So you can always check us out, like read the last slide, and God bless everybody. Thank you for listening to me.
Please a round of applause for Altcoin Daddy. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.